Episode 39. Thank you, everybody, for coming back and tuning in to Buddy Pash Podcast. We are 1 week away from opening night of the NHL hockey season. But for now, we got a little news to talk about, some preseason, catch up with the boys a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be another probably shorter and less interesting episode. There's not a lot to talk about, but one of the few things that us three are good at in our lives is making something stupid interesting. So, on that note, fellas, let's check in with each other. How are we?
Well,
Mr. Aiden, Mr. Crowley,
there.
how,
I don't want to, I've told the story 3 times already. I don't want to tell it again.
Basically, we're making a duck pond in his car.
and if you work for, if you're on a lawnmower, you basically hate him.
Yeah.
Or if you work in a post office.
Yeah. And if you drive a truck, you probably don't like him either. We'll put it out
No,
there.
truck was fine.
I don't know. You kind
All right, I have to tell it now.
Yeah.
Or do I? Or do I?
You're a free man. It's God's country. Do what you want.
No,
You want to
I'm
tell
not-
at the end of the episode?
I'm not going to do it.
All right. Well, Brett, what about you, buddy? What you been up to? You've been a little
Fucking-
under the weather.
Very under the weather.
Under the weather.
I feel a little better today, though. I will say. I was telling you this morning on our way to Dunks.
You look a little thicker.
Yeah, that's usually what happens while I'm recovering from a little cold. I thick up a little bit.
Yeah, the curves really start to show.
The curves of the fall curves really come in
Oh.
into September, into October, and it just lasts out the winter, kind of like a bear hibernating.
Hold on. Can we talk about bears hibernating for a second?
What about that?
I think I know what you're gonna say.
So in elementary school, when people said that bears would go and hibernate, they kind of gave us the impression that bears would go to sleep for like 4 months or so.
Yeah, 100%.
You know they don't do that, right?
What?
Bears don't go to sleep. They just do things slower.
I also thought they literally went and slept for 4 months straight until I saw a TikTok like the other day.
Yeah.
That was like, yeah, that's not true. I was like, what?
Even the Grizzlies?
Even the grizzlies.
The black bears?
Every kind of bear.
Black bears,
The polar
brown
bears.
Colored bears.
Polar bears. Polar.
Even the guy in the seltzer can?
Well, polar bears, I
What
don't
about-
think
What
polar
about,
bears never like hibernate because they're in the cold, so they don't have a need to.
You know
What
that
about
brand
those-
Polar?
what about those motherfuckers from the TP commercials? Do they,
Oh,
are
those
they-
aren't bears.
The Charmin bears?
Yeah.
Those are just paid actors. They're not real.
It's people in costumes.
Yeah. But no,
Mhm.
literally, bears don't actually sleep for 4 months. They just do things a lot slower than they usually do.
So bears go from 100p to just 50p permanently.
For a few months, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't
That's
sleep.
so. Then why would they tell us that? Did they think that I wasn't smart enough at that time to understand that they slow down? Because I could have learned that, and if we had a quiz, I would have nailed it.
Yeah, it wouldn't have ruined my like
Perception.
young adulthood.
Well, now it did.
I learned that last year, or
You never told me?
within this last year.
You never told me until now.
I don't know.
So then therefore, birds also don't migrate, because I had a tweet like a month ago about that. And I don't think people keep tabs on that. I literally said in the tweet, elementary rumor, because dude, no one keeps tabs on that. Who is keeping tabs on these birds?
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? How do the birds have a summer and a winter home, kind of like people with a lot of money do? Do they go ski in the winter and then they vacation in the Cape in the summer?
I know like ducks and geese do, because you can see them. You see ducks and geese go because they fly in that V.
And
they
like
definitely go somewhere warm. But like every other bird, you're telling me that every other bird goes and flies down to Florida to their summer home?
There's no way a little fucking hummingbird makes it down to Florida.
I feel like
No.
the geese are like
They
the
do
middle
die.
class too of this bird world. I
The
feel like
middle class?
Yeah.
See, I feel like the geese are like the upper like 1%.
Really?
No,
I'll go upper
They're
middle.
snobby like that. though.
But
they're not
eagles and,
classy like that,
crows
though.
are upper class.
They have
Mm-mm.
fake money. They think they have more money than they do.
I think
They're
eagles,
the influencers of the bird world.
I think eagles and crows are like the working class.
Oh, honey, yeah, they're blue collar.
Okay.
They're blue
But that's-
collar.
The geese are like the Hollywood
Yes,
people.
they're like the upper
Yeah.
class. They're the wealthy ones because they're bratty, they're snobby, they don't give a shit about you.
What about
But
seagulls?
what business is
Seagulls
it?
suck.
They're the homeless.
They're the homeless, yeah. Well, what?
Why does this make perfect sense?
What geese is starting its own business though? If you told me an eagle started, I don't know, a private law firm, I'd be like, of course it did. But
Well,
if a geese was like, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur, I would say, yeah, go back to TikTok, dude.
the geese are just born into their wealth.
And that's a problem in our world, in our society.
Yes.
And then the pigeons are the FBI agents.
I don't know what pigeons are.
I think pigeons are just
cameras.
pigeons are the local guys. Pigeons are pigeons are
townies.
They're townies, yeah. What's another bird? What are ducks? Ducks are just the sluts of the bird world.
No, see, I really like ducks.
I like ducks too.
I wouldn't disrespect. I wouldn't call them like sluts. I think the ducks.
They're pretty and they know it.
Ducks are sassy.
Yeah. They're models.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh. But like Instagram models.
Yeah, so like they still kind of have like a personality.
But yeah, no, they're just like less famous than they think they are. Like a nice swan, that would be like an actual model. That'd be like Kendall Jenner. A swan.
Okay, I see the correlation.
Fuck the Jenners.
Yeah.
And the Kardashians. So what? Okay, what are other types of birds?
Woodpeckers.
Yo.
Those are sluts.
No, they're the musician. They're the
Ooh.
music artists.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like they go to what's a Berkeley School of Music, something like that.
Yeah.
They go there.
Yeah, they're right on the head.
They live in New York City.
Yeah.
Like
Except they don't. Like complete opposite. But if they were a person, yeah, they would.
Yeah.
What about a blue jay? Like a cardinal. Those are the athletes. So
Those are 100%
Ooh,
athletes.
yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yes.
What bird could describe us?
Like, what bird would we be?
Well, like
bee.
what?
Like, just an average college student.
Yeah. Like a
Hummingbird.
like a robin,
I was gonna
because
say
they're very
Oh,
like a
yeah.
robin. They're not.
Shout out Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Chili's.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're not. They're like kind of unproblematic, but they're also everywhere.
They drink. I feel like too. Like
They're kind of loud
beer.
sometimes.
They drink
That's
their
fair.
beers on the weekend. They do their homework during the week. You know, they kind of get along with people. You know, anywhere you go. You know, like kind of almost like the golden retriever of the bird world. You know, everyone likes them.
Yep.
Bring
They
some
don't-
energy to the table.
They don't
have
really
their
cause
fun.
any harm. They're just
Yeah.
kind of there. They're doing their stuff. Sometimes they're loud and annoying in the morning,
Yeah.
but overall they're okay.
This is amazing.
Nice. This is off the dome too.
Yeah.
I like this. I don't think I know a single other type of
8
bird.
minutes ago, we were like, what the fuck are we talking about today?
Yeah.
And
You were literally
not
like, this
an
episode's
ounce of
10
me thought
minutes.
it was going to be this.
You know what? A small sliver of me thought it. Or
About
at least
what?
isn't surprised that we got
That
here.
this is what we talk about right now.
Yeah, I feel like our conversations.
I just hope
they just get more and more like random to
we
start.
need hockey. You know,
desperate.
there's one of our 12 listeners listening to this that is just completely disagreeing. Like, are you kidding me, dude? You're telling me a pigeon is a townie, dude? No fucking way, dude. We're the bald eagles of society, dude.
If you think you're a bald eagle of society, go jump off a bridge.
And you've never left Worcester, Mass in your life, please read a book.
Jump off a bridge.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, fuck this city.
You're not as entitled as you think you are.
Yeah, I don't know who you think you are, but this city stinks. I hate this city. I'm sorry.
Well, we built it on rock and roll, so.
Come on, feel the noise. Girls, grab your boys.
See, I like Worcester.
I like
Parts of it.
and I like aspects of it, but in general, it's just more of like being in college here and having to like deal with school, and then once we leave it and we just see, I don't know, cars flipping on the side of the road and people just bombing it down a hill. I don't know, just the weirdest shit happens here where like if we go for a 5-minute drive to Doug's, there's at least 13 things that I look at and it makes me say, fuck this city, I don't understand it.
That's fair.
You know what
I
mean?
still enjoy it, though.
It's more of the fear of what the fuck is going on and never being able to predict this city's next move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which maybe is what I should use to predict.
You know,
Maybe my best prediction is not knowing.
What?
A Poem by Chris Rapp.
Okay. You know, I feel better. I appreciate you guys talking about birds. Really settled me down a little bit.
Yeah,
I got you.
I know. I think
Okay.
I needed that.
Yeah, I think you did too.
I had a lot of misdirected negative energy about 20 minutes ago.
Want me to share a little trivia fun fact?
I
Yeah,
would
let's do some
love
trivia.
a
Let's do some
trivia
trivia.
question right now.
This one's a little simple, but we can maybe guess the amount too on top of it. So,
Wait. Welcome everybody. This is Tibbs's trivia.
yeah, it is always me. I guess I'll just do it.
Tibbs's
I like
trivia.
doing it.
That would be nice.
Okay.
Tibby's trivia.
Tibby's trivia.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
We're putting that on a shirt.
Bronchi's burning questions.
They don't know about Bronchi though.
No,
yeah,
they don't.
nobody knows about Bronchi.
If you played us in clubs, maybe you would. But
If you subscribe to our Patreon, you'd find out.
Anyway,
Mhm.
this past season,
season.
which NHL team, I was kind of surprised by it, had the most penalty minutes as a team?
Ooh.
Montreal Canadiens.
Go back and forth. So now it's
Bruins?
no. They are fifth though.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Washington Capitals.
Nope, they're sixth.
That's a tough one. Maybe Columbus?
No. The amount they had surprises me, I guess. Which was what, 56 games
Yeah.
played? They had 597.
Penalties?
Penalty minutes.
Penalty minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus.
Vancouver.
No, they're fourth though.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I'm so warm.
You got fourth, fifth, and sixth.
Fuck.
I only have the list of the top 10 here. I can give a hint too if you want. Maybe
Let me guess one more, and then if I don't get it, maybe we'll go Chicago.
Nope, they're not in this top 10. They made the playoffs.
Oh, they made playoffs. Wow.
Vegas? You know what?
No.
Is it Tampa?
Yeah. The team that
Wow.
won the Stanley Cup took the most penalty minutes.
I would love to
which
know.
is pretty crazy.
Who the fuck's taking all? Because they don't
I
throw
know.
like as much as I thought. Like, it's not like fives. I don't really remember a lot of 10 minutes in sussies. Is it just can Kucherov just not stop hooking dudes?
Well, Kucherov didn't play at all during the season.
Oh yeah, right. I heard he's ruled out until next playoffs, so for 3 years straight.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
But it was, and then Florida Panthers were second, so something in the air.
Something in
Florida.
I really thought it was going to be in the North Division. Like I thought it was going to be a Canadian team.
Yeah, that's where I thought first.
Only 2 Canadian teams on here.
Where was where
Canucks
were the
and
Senators
Ottawa.
on that?
Canucks and Ottawa are the only 2 in here. Ottawa was 9th.
Hmm.
Only 2 Canadian teams on here.
Who was
surprising.
second and third?
So Panthers were second.
Oh, that's right.
And then Rangers were third. Then it was Canucks, Bruins, Capitals, Predators,
We guessed all 4 of
Sharks,
those, 3 of those.
Predators, Sharks, Senators, Ducks.
Interesting.
Ducks, really?
Yeah.
I almost said Ducks too.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Hey.
This new account I follow just posts like a bunch of like lists of like teams or players with the most, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So I was just scrolling through there and saw that one.
Well, I like it. So, where do we start? Because I know there's something in the news today, yesterday, about.
I want to save that for a little later. 'Cause that's kind of serious.
Okay.
Wait,
Later.
What? Oh, no, I'm talking about Eichel.
Oh yeah.
Because-
he was talking about?
Later.
Leonard.
Later.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
No,
so Eichel.
So Eichel. So the Sabres
Jack.
are. So rumor has it that there are a lot more. The conversation around Eichel is a lot more lively.
Mhm.
Teams are. I think Buffalo's probably reaching out to teams now. I think they're making his medical records more known to teams that were interested before, which kind of allows teams to assess his value, assess what he's going to bring to the table given the issues he's had, which I think is good. I think Buffalo needs to get off their high horse and stop asking for a bag for a guy who they've ruined, almost.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's a generational player. Could you call Eichel a generational player?
I think if he played all 82 games since he entered the league, I think he would know. It would be no doubt that he would be a top 5 center in the entire league.
All right.
In the league, that centers have never been better.
I think if you didn't ruin him like that, if you played him, if you didn't tell him he couldn't get a surgery that he was most comfortable with, you can't ask for like a top NHL player currently and then like 4 prospects.
Yeah.
And a first-round pick. You can't do that because you have no right.
Mm-hmm.
But they technically can because he's under contract.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't agree with it. But I'd love his team to move.
I hope he gets moved before opening night, dude.
I think he has
That would
to.
be.
That's what they're saying he's going to be.
And if I'm the league,
massive.
if I'm the NHLPA and just the league and it's it's management, I would try to talk to Buffalo and just be like, dude, I understand you have value and you don't want to waste any value, especially when you're the worst fucking franchise that has ever graced this entire league. But we need our stars to play. We need them to play. We have an amazing surgence right now of young players. And what, Jack's 25, 24?
24. I think.
24. He was 2016 draft, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
No, 15 to McDavid.
Yes.
Second McDavid.
Yep.
So, but either way, we need him to play, dude. And especially in a market like Buffalo, if he's not playing there, he needs to go to another market. Like I've heard a lot of Anaheim. I've heard a lot in Calgary. I've heard LA. You know what I mean? It'd be cool if you went out west and there's another star out west, especially when the west is fucking brutal. You know, it's just another polarizing guy. Like, in my opinion, I think this cat, if he played all 82, like I said, and I thought he'd be a top 5 center, it would have been McDavid, McKinnon, Draisaitl, Eichel, and then Matthews.
I can see that.
Not counting Crosby right now.
Yes.
That's, and imagine having a guy that's better than Austin Matthews right now, another sick player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Eichel could easily score 40-plus goals in a season, too.
With 60 apples, like, that'd be nothing to him, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He would be putting, like, Panarin-like numbers up. It just, I don't know. You know what I mean? He's just different like that. He's so smooth, and you know what I mean? We need stars to play, let alone from the whole trading. It's kind of fucked up that you're making a guy wait and not get a surgery. That shit's all fucked up. But we just need it for the league. We need it for the betterment of the sport.
Yeah, I think Leonard, I know we'll talk about him in a little while. I think he made a good point of like having the NHLPA step in, kind of like say what you said. Just you can't, there has to be certain limitations as to what you can do to a player. And they're basically telling this guy what he can and can't do with his body. And it's not something that he's comfortable with and not something that any other specialist that he's seen like agrees with. And Leonard's talked about Buffalo in the past too. And
can I ask you a question? If
Yes.
Eichel was fully healthy, say he's fully healthy, this injury never happened. He just said, I want out of Buffalo for obvious reasons. Whose side would you be here on terms of if he should be traded? Does he have the right to move? All these things. If he just wasn't injured and didn't need a surgery,
I'd be on his side.
I think I'd be on Buffalo's side if he wasn't injured.
well, if he sat himself out and said, I'm not playing until you trade me, then yeah, I'm on Buffalo's side.
Yeah.
But if he said, I want the fuck out of here, I hate it here, but continue to play, then I don't care.
Yeah.
But if he sat out and was like, I'm not playing for you guys, trade me, Buffalo has no obligation to do anything for him.
Yeah.
His future's in his hands. But because he's hurt and he can't play without a certain surgery, Buffalo's being an asshole, just pigeonhole, like letting him waste a year. And they're still going to pay him, but like, why would you pay a guy $10 million to sit on your bench?
Exactly. And like, too, it's not like this surgery, like the surgery they want him to get is known for, it's going to be a lifelong of other procedures, doing it over. He wants this, that in this sport is a little experimental. In other sports, it's not experimental anymore. It's just that an NHL player is about to get it for one of the first times when NFL players get it all the time. So, I see why it's his body. If that's me, I personally don't want a lifelong of procedures. I mean, especially after I'm playing and that chapter of my life is over and there's going to be still a lingering injury from that chapter in my life, yeah, I don't want that either. I'd want a surgery. I know it's a one and done, and it's been done before. But I think the topic would really change if he wasn't injured.
Well, sure it would, because then he's sitting out on it, like he's choosing to sit out.
Yeah.
Here he's not choosing to sit out because he's hurt. He doesn't want to get a surgery. He doesn't want to do something to his body that a team wants him to do. But like, I mean, you say that and it sounds like it's his fault too, but if you take a deep dive at the surgeries and what they want him to do, it's significantly less safe than what he wants to do, as you just said.
All it would do is get him through his career there. They don't care about him after he's not an asset to them.
Exactly.
Once he's retired and has moved on to a different team.
The other thing I was going to say was with this whole situation, think about any player or prospect that was just drafted to Buffalo or has been drafted in the last few years. You look at the management now and you're like, I don't want to play for any of these guys.
Yeah.
They're literally shooting themselves in the foot by creating this entire monster of a situation, giving themselves bad PR, not making them as an organization look very attractive for young talent, young or old talent. Like they're in a rebuild right now.
Yeah.
You're going to need veteran guys. You're not going to be able to, I mean, you might be able to trade guys places, but most of the guys that you need are probably going to have like no move clauses and things like that. And then if you're going to rely on free agency, it doesn't matter how much you pay someone. No one's going to want to come play for you if you're treating your players like this and if you're this bad for 11 years. That's all I have to say. Buffalo sucks. Get out. Let #free Jack.
I like the way you put that.
Thanks.
What about you, Brett?
#free everyone, all the prospects, everyone that's been drafted by them the last
Just
few years.
dismantle Buffalo.
I don't know.
Let them dissolve.
I don't know how you can be a prospect in that organization and like actually be excited to like play for them in their what's called like development system.
Yeah.
Like there's no way you can be. I mean, like I'm sure you're excited to be in the NHL, but like, dude, I feel bad. I feel bad that someone like Owen Power.
Rasmus Dahlin.
Yeah. I'm just going the most recent one. Like obviously
Cousins.
He's going back to Michigan this year, and who knows that going to 2 more years at Michigan, 3 more years at Michigan. Who knows?
He can pull a Jimmy Vesey and
not
shine.
Literally. I mean, it's like I feel like if I'm Owen Power, I'm like, dude, like this is a sucky situation. I want to get into the NHL like in a year or two, but like, geez, not with Buffalo. If like this organization is like, but there's really nothing you can do. If you're Owen Power or any of those other prospects.
It's tough too, being in the best division. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really make a rebuild a lot easier. It doesn't really help fans when they're in one of the worst, and they're in the best division and the worst team in said division. That doesn't really help morale too around the rink, and it doesn't really help a lot of things. So I feel like, man, I just feel like you got to trade Jack. You got to just clean slate it. It's never too late to fix your mistakes. It's not about the mistakes. It's about the recovery. And there's always a recovery because they've made plenty of mistakes in that organization. And I think, it trickles down from the owner to they've had Dahlin has been there for now 3 years. I think he's had 4 or 5 coaches there. Yeah. Something ridiculous. What I mean? So there's no stability, and you got to create stability, even if that stability is being bad. So it leads to other things.
He's the longest tenured defenseman now there too, right?
Because Ristolainen's out. Ristolainen's been 8 years there.
Dude, that poor guy.
I don't know.
He just left Suey.
I don't know how he put up.
He just got off suicide watch.
Like fucking Ottinger back when he lost that BU. Yeah, that was tough. I'll never forget that. Dude just lets that squeaker in a goal and loses the championship. And then he let it up on
Hope Ottinger has a good year this year with Dallas.
He's good. I like him a lot. He's a good 10D. Especially with Bishop being out with injury. Yeah. We all know how Holtby will probably do. We saw what happened in Vancouver.
I think he's going to light it up there. I think Dallas
I think Dallas will be sick, but I don't think he'll be the guy. I don't think he'll own the net. I don't think he will.
Oh, see,
Ottinger's taking that net.
I think Holtby. I have a feeling that Ottinger and Holtby will probably have like an even.
Yeah.
They have Khudobin though. Apparently, Ottinger's third guy right now.
They still have Hudobin, that's right.
Yeah, so apparently he's kind of odd. I don't know.
I hope he gets his chances and does well.
We'll see.
I think that would be a nice time to switch the conversation over to could be the craziest Calder race we've seen in our lifetime. With all the prospects and all the people that could be nominated, have a sick year. I feel like we've never gone to a season with like this much of a buzz around so many different players.
I know.
You could literally list 10 of them off the bat.
Swayman for Calder.
What would your guys? I know we talked about this yesterday, but I think it'd be a good thing to talk on the pod. Who are 3 guys that you may, no particular order, who you really think would be the 3 finalists for this trophy, the Rookie of the Year?
So
no particular order.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna leave Caulfield and Zegras out of mine because they're obviously like the 2 most popular picks.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't really look at
all right, yeah. So without them, let's take those 2 out.
I'm just doing that personally. If you want to include them in yours, go ahead. But the 3 like kind of I guess more sleepers I think of is Mo Cedar, Alexander Holtz, Matt Boldy.
I like that. What about those 3? Like, can you just give like a little rundown on those 3? What you really like?
I know you said no order, but Mo Cedar's my 1. I'm pretty sure he's your 1 too. I love that kid ever since he was drafted in 19. Jack
19,
year, right?
6th overall?
So yeah, it was 6th, I think. And he was like not supposed to go that high at all.
Oh.
I just think he's looked great. He had that bomb the other night that you showed me, that goal the other night. And then Holtz too. I think he scored a couple goals, or he had a goal and an assist or 2 in a couple other games, and his goal was a snipe.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another kid that I've liked ever since he was drafted. And Boldy's just like, didn't even realize it was a pun. It's just my bold pick.
Wow.
Dog.
Yeah.
Dog.
I don't know. I mean, he's with Minnesota. I think,
excuse me.
Has some good young guys he'd be playing with. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Kirill Kaprizov, one of them.
Departure of Zach.
They go back-to-back Calder.
Yeah.
Totally. I didn't even realize that either.
Departure of Zach Parise, too. That opens up a lot of top 6-10.
True.
Yeah. So, Boldy, Mass guy.
Matt.
So.
What about you, Wiz? What would be your top 3 and a little synopsis on that?
Top 3 in no particular order. I have Spencer Knight.
Mm-hmm.
I have Trevor Zegras.
I thought you were going to say Zach Senyshyn.
That dude will never play an NHL game ever again.
Zach Trevis.
Zach shin pads.
Yes, I'm sorry. Spencer Knight, Trevor Zegras. Yeah. And I might have to say either Byram or Caulfield.
Great pick. Yeah. Great pick.
I honestly, I think it's...
What about those guys?
So, Spencer Knight, I actually have his stats right here because hashtag stat guy.
The return.
When played 4 games last year, went 4-0, 919 save percentage, and it was like a 232 goals against, which is unreal. He won what? He won 1 or 2 games in the playoffs too. He should have played all of them.
Yeah. I just want to say a quick thing about his playoff game. The first one he stepped into, I think they were down 3-1 in the series at the time.
They were.
And they won the game
he
stepped into. That's just like big like pressure thing. Like,
he should have played that entire series.
Against a team that went on to 2 beat.
Yes. Yeah. So I think Spencer Knight is poised for a big year. I think he's going to have a lot of opportunity to do so. Cole Caulfield, I think we've seen flashes. I think he could easily score 30 to 35 goals this year, especially being one of the top guys in Montreal. Will the pressure be too much? I don't know, but I think I think you've heard a lot of dialogue around the league about him, and everyone says, like, yeah, this kid's the real deal. Like, he's legit the real deal. Zegras, I feel like, he's played 24 games, 13 points. I know he had a couple of highlight reel plays.
His first goal.
Yeah.
Sick.
He's just poised for greatness. Again, in an organization where they need the young guys to step up, not really much. I guess there's not really a big expectation on them this year. I don't know what they are thinking they can do. I don't know if they'll be a playoff team. I think they'll be a bubble just because of how bad the West is. But I think the sky's the limit for him. He's got no real expectation this year. So just go and score 20, 25 goals. Who's the other one? Byram.
Mm-hmm.
Byram,
Great
I
pick.
just want to see that guy
Great fucking pick.
flourish.
Yeah.
With Makar. I mean, I don't think he'll play with Makar.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe they might try to move the youth around a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe put him with a little bit more of a veteran presence who knows maybe a little bit more lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Let Byram kind of do his thing. Yeah.
Let Byram. That's who Makar plays with usually.
True.
Well, they have
Sam Gerard.
Gerard, that's the other one, or Eric Johnson as well, who's a big older defender.
And Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson, baby.
Love that man. But
Great singer too.
Facts.
Gotcha. At first I was like, he sings. Was he Matthew Shane? But no, I like those. I like those picks a lot.
I think those are my top 4.
Yeah.
I can't pick a top 3. There's too many.
It's too good this year.
There's too many.
And then to wrap it up real quick. For right now, at number 1, or no particular order, but for 1 at least, I have Cedar. I love this kid. I think he just brings everything to the game that you want. You know, he's not the defensive weapon that McAvoy is, and not the offensive genius juggernaut that Makar is. I think he's just right in the middle. He's a nice right-handed defenseman too. You need those in the league. Those guys are what get paid on the blue line. I really like his poise. I like his decision making. I really think that he is one of the later ones in that draft class to see the NHL. But honestly, I think that really helped him playing overseas and going back. So I think he's just poised for excellence. He's almost what Dahlin should have been. But again, that could always change. You know how that goes, how the cookie crumbles there. And then I have Lucas Raymond also in Detroit. I think he's a game breaker, dude. I think he's just going to put the puck in the back of the fucking net. We saw how Zadina turned out when he said that everybody that passed on him, he was going to score on them, and has not done that. But I think playing with a young, capable group that's very young, I think that team is only just going to build really good chemistry. And, you know, what?
A young, capable group that's very young.
Yeah. Emphasis on the young.
Emphasis on the young.
That entire team is on its ELC. And then lastly,
Buffalo.
Lastly, before I do a little off the board pick, I had that. Brett, you're gonna have to help me out. Vasily Podkolzin over in Vancouver. I don't know a lot about him. Everything I've heard is like, dude, he went 9th in that same draft. And from everything I've heard is there's going to be a handful of teams, and he went 9th, that is going to really miss out on not taking him.
Yeah.
And just everything I've heard is just nothing but greatness. And then the last one would just be Dawson Mercer out in New Jersey.
Wow.
I don't know. I really like him. I think he's one of these guys that, you know, isn't a Zegras or isn't a Caulfield, but he has just like bite and edge to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's looked amazing in preseason. There's a lot of spark going on in New Jersey too with this young insurgents, a lot of highly touted prospects. So yeah, I think he's going to see some time. I think he's probably going to start off as a bottom 6 guy, and who knows where he'll end up. But I mean, if you're a betting guy, that's a value pick right there.
Yeah, it is.
But besides that, I love the Byron pick too. I think that kid is one of the smoothest skaters on the blue line you're going to see, paired with Gerard. That top 4 would be top 4 in a year is going to be actually ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gerard, Taze, and Makar could literally all be finalists in themselves, and for the Norris. That's how good that fucking blue line is. So that's really all I got. And Jeremy Simon is a good.
I like how you went with like guys that were more surrounded by a group of younger players, like in Detroit and Jersey, and like we picked a couple that were like I don't know. Because that definitely plays a role in like how
they're gonna get more. They're gonna get more of an opportunity, I think, and I think that's why I like that Vasily kid a lot, is because he's on a team. Podkolzin.
Wow. You know it's the real deal when he actually gets it. That's the first time he said it.
I'm not the name guy, but unless you're Devin Setaguchi. But that's why I really like that pick too. Is I'm also looking like with Spencer Knight. I think it's like my thing is he's gonna be fucking amazing. Him and Askarov are gonna be the next great goaltenders in this league. But for right now, it's like he's shadowed by Bob. He's on a great team that may have that Grubauer effect where he's on a great team. That's why his numbers were so good. It's not like he's a John Gibson out in Anaheim that literally has to stand on his dick and balls every game to fucking win win 1-0. You know what I mean? So, that's not me taking away from Spencer Knight. That's just the team around him, I think, taking away from him. Where Puck Colson is on a team that looked awful last year. They have a lot to prove. Him turning it up, especially with he's projected to be a third liner for them right now. If he can put up 50 points on that third line as a rookie, I think I would give it to him right there, especially 25 goals, 25 assists, something like that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? He's going to be on a great power play unit that's hosted by Pedersen, Besser, Quinn Hughes, you name it. There's so much talent there, and there's so much to prove. I think his opportunity is a lot more favorable than the rest. I felt like a fucking TV analyst right there.
That was good. This year, you could literally give me a list of like the 14 or 15 like rookies coming in this year, like all the ones we said, plus a few more we maybe didn't mention, and like I don't necessarily doubt any of them. Like any of them win it, I'd be like,
they'll all have at least 10, 15 goals.
Yeah,
most of them.
And both goalies will, like, I'm sure Swayman and Knight will do great. Knock on wood. Were there any other goalies that we were talking about this the other day? If there was
technically Swayman, and that's on a technicality because he didn't meet the game's met requirement to not be a rookie.
But was there another one that we like forgot the other day? We were trying to think if there was another one.
Ottinger's not a rookie no more.
No.
I don't believe so.
Yeah,
and I would love to see too, at the end of this year, if all these projections that we have go really well with there's 15 amazing rookies. What I would love to see is just the point totals across maybe the last 20 years of rookies. Like, is this the best rookie class we have seen play a season before? You know what I mean? Are these rookies going to put up more points combined than the rookies have last year? The rookies did before. You know what I mean? Or points per game wise, something like that.
It's a pretty deep rookie group.
I'd like to see how that trend would look.
Yeah.
That's a deep rookie, dude. If you win this Calder,
dude,
you could be in the talks for the Heart. You'd be that fucking good. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying they're high on the list, but even some of those guys in Ottawa, like Pinto, Sanderson,
Batherson, or technically a second year.
Yeah, he played every game last year.
Oh, he did.
Wait, Jake Batherson.
Good job.
So
I'm talking about like Shane Pinto, some of the guys that joined later in the year. They drafted Sanderson, right?
Sanderson. It doesn't look like he's gonna be. It looks like he's gonna be being sent back though.
Okay.
I don't think he'll be.
But Pinto, there's another forward that they brought up towards the end of the year that I'm forgetting. I think he had like a long last name, like one of the like two-parters, like a dash in the middle. I can't remember.
Are you thinking about Bernard Docker, the defenseman?
Oh, he's a defenseman. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of, Bernard Docker. So like these are guys that aren't as high on the list as these other names we mentioned. But like even them, they're just other rookies in the mix that like I think are gonna have pretty good years probably with that Ottawa group.
So 2 names. One we saw, well, technically 3. One is Vladar.
Oh, yeah.
Out in Calgary. Technically.
Great opportunity there.
Imagine Dan Vladar wins the Calder.
He's got to be 30 years old. 28.
That would be
don't we need another
goalies,
25-year-old winner?
Well, no, goalies, it's different for me.
No,
I think it's different for goalies when it comes to
breaking into the league at 23 for a goalie is like entering the league at like 20 for a skater.
So
dude, that's like entering.
2 other names.
Yeah.
One you'll
also,
recognize.
Vladar's only 24.
Let the man speak.
Sorry. I just looked it up. I just
So I know my 30 was a little of an exaggeration. One of the 2 you'll know, Philip Gustafson in Ottawa.
Okay, yeah,
big fella. Played well last year. He 5-1-2, right?
Wow.
9.33 save percentage, 217 goals against.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, really good.
Especially for Ottawa.
The other one, name I haven't heard before, Joseph Coronar.
Oh, yeah. He's with
Arizona.
Yeah, I was going to say, was there Arizona. He was in the Dubnyk trade. They got him in some trade, I swear.
So he did play with the Sharks.
Yeah.
He was in the Shark organization for a little while.
They dipped him because they had that Cockney kid?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to see.
Yeah, Joseph Coronar. I remember looking up his Coronar's stats. So
he, from what it looks like, in 10 games with the Sharks, he had an 8.99 with a 3.17. Save percentage, goals against.
It's the Sharks.
But it's also the Sharks, which is...
still.
But he's also going to be on Arizona.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, send him out east.
But they are relating his situation right now to the one that Swayman is in currently, where the only competition, there's not much of a competition for that number one starter.
Yeah, true.
And he is a highly touted goalie. Enough so to make a few rookie goalie lists online. But it's a similar situation. Carter Hutton is the only one standing in front of him as that starter.
Like limping in front of him.
You
not
could
a very hard spot.
You could easily take that over.
Yeah.
If you play well. I also want to say he's 6'1", which
a little bit shorter
is
for a goalie.
very, very small, right?
Halak's like 5'11".
I know.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Isn't Fleury like 5'11" as well?
I want to say he's like
maybe 6 flat. I think he's 6 flat actually.
I don't know. I think he's 6'1" or 6'2".
Fleury's not a tall goalie by any means.
Maybe he is 6 flat.
He's 6'2".
Okay.
Oh really? Oh.
I
get that Tuca stance.
Yeah.
Where you just go up high and you're gonna be picking it off.
Yeah.
Vladar, on the other hand, is like 6'6".
He's a
that Gustafson dude's like 6'5", right?
He's a big guy too. Big length.
Yeah, this guy's 6'3". This guy's 6'4". This other guy's 6'6". Height guys.
We're just jealous.
I know. Nah, if I put my fucking Kyle Walkers on him.
Yeah.
Are you scratching?
He was itching with the pencils.
Yeah, I could reach a scratch my back.
When I put my Kyle Walkers on, I'm 6'8".
It looks like it.
Dude, I didn't really notice that until I got pointed out. So I have these, I'm a big van guy, like my Vans, not just like the slip-ons and all that. I kind of like the collab ones. And Kyle Walkers have been my favorite to date. Check them out if you haven't. Pretty good price too. I didn't really realize how much of a boost it gives to a 5'11" man. And I can say 5'11" because my father and my mother are both vastly shorter than I. So with working with what I had, I'm proud of being 5'11". But when I put these shoes on,
I swear to God, he jumps to almost 7 feet. He's huge.
I didn't really realize it, but now that it got pointed out to me, when someone was like, "Dude, did you grow?" I was like, "My paper, yeah." But they're like, "No, like your height, your femurs, and they grow." I was like, "I don't think so. I'm gonna keep tabs on those little areas in a while."
Is it those gray ones?
The gray, the gray and white.
He's got black ones too.
I do have the colored ones. Yeah, I like those ones too. Big fan guy. I like my Vans. I'm wearing a Vans hoodie right now.
Yeah, you are. That's actually a really nice hoodie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gotta stop. Fashionista.
He's hyping himself up too much. That was clean.
That was clean.
Thank you.
How's your finger though? That hurt?
Yeah,
No, it's fine.
But it hurt.
Engulfed.
Right now.
Digested.
Okay. Computers are falling off a little bit. My brain is shutting down. Did we talk about Leonard? We kind of breezed over
We
that.
briefly touched on it.
Should we wait until he exposes people?
Yeah, let's wait until he has something interesting.
So this is just a little trailer.
Because next week we'll pretty much just do our season predictions,
he'll probably drop his mixtape then. Just a little trailer. He went on Twitter, Robin Lehner of the Vegas Knights. He went on Twitter and basically was threatening to expose these older coaches and their older ways, and threatening to expose them. He said
not just coaches, entire organizations.
Yeah. So, and he, as we know, if you're a hockey fan, you've been keeping up with the league in the last couple of years, you know that he's gone through things with injuries and having to take pills and stuff like that. So just a little trailer. Be on the lookout on Twitter. I'd follow him on Twitter. I don't really know what it is, but he's going to be exposing people, he said, in the next couple of days. So next week, hopefully he does that so we can talk about it. And next week as well, we are going to be dropping our season predictions. It's going to be
standings predictions.
Yeah, our standing predictions, season predictions, like what we did at the beginning of our first or second episode. Boys, we're going to be starting our second season.
So if you've been here from the beginning, you know what we're doing tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
And if you haven't,
get ready.
I don't even want you to listen anymore.
Last time I nailed.
What are we doing tomorrow?
No,
next week.
Next
I might
week
just say tomorrow.
You did say tomorrow.
Oh.
Because, for example, last time we did it, I didn't miss a single thing. All of my takes were spot on.
Oh, man.
Especially with the Canadians winning the division.
Yeah.
Which they technically did. Canadians, baby. I want Nick Suzuki to have an actual crazy year. He could be one of my favorite players to watch in the entire league.
He won cutest cat in the league.
Really?
Yeah.
You won cutest cat in the school?
I think he has the cutest cat. I definitely have the cutest cat in the school.
No, you are the cutest cat, dog. Cat dog. Good show. Yeah.
What just popped? Is that your wrist?
Probably some joint that I don't know about.
Yeah. Tough.
Something in my knee, if I had to guess.
Bring the joint together like a kneecap. That's a Mac Miller bar. I can't take that.
It is?
Yeah. Mac Miller also drops his mixtape Faces. Well, he doesn't drop it, but his team's dropping it.
On streaming services.
Faces. It's been out for a while. I've had it pirated on my phone for years now. It is amazing. Also, wait a second. Hockey podcast. Talk about the hockey video game. NHL 22 drops next Friday, October 15th. We've been keeping up and watching the in-depth trailers about all the different modes and shit. Honestly, you guys know that we're the Shell guys. We really like Shell, so we're not afraid to be critical of it. I think we all like what we've seen so far. Nothing of a crazy rehaul, but I think they're listening to fans a lot for the first time in a couple of years. It seems like they really focus more on listening to us rather than just adding a bunch of shit that they thought we'd like, which is how I would like it. I don't need to drive a Zamboni on the ice. I just fix the game, make the adjustments. It's not about the mistakes you make. It's about how you recover.
Yeah.
So yeah. Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
So at school here, we have our nights out and we do things, just what we do, typical college student. And my favorite part of the night is just chilling on the deck after, like the post after, like you get back. Post-op.
Yep.
Posted. And we just chill on the deck with all the people we live near and just have a couple drinks. And I'm going to say that's my favorite part of the night.
Would you say that's your high of the week?
High of the week is deck beers. A low of the week is probably the joke of whatever Leachums is. Leachums, I hate Leachums.
Dude, okay.
Because the 21 side is literally just dude, it looks like out of a movie where like the depressed dad like goes to drink his sorrows away. Like that's what Leachums looks like.
It's this Thursday. It's just 21 plus, and there's $3 Pink Whitney shots.
Okay, can we go?
Essentially.
All right, we're having a fan meet and greet at Leachrooms on Thursday.
That's when this drops.
So when you listen
tonight,
do you think we can get Leeds to sponsor us?
No.
You don't think so?
Oh my God, we should make our own drink, and then have them make it, and then we just say, "Fuck the proceeds, just give us the listeners. You keep your money, just give us the listeners," because that's a long game type of money, right?
Do you think we could get Leeds to sponsor us?
Legitimate
question.
Ooh, that'd be kind of sick. Have Buddy Pass night.
Yeah.
What would be the theme? Like, what would it be?
You just
show up
into each other.
Show up in your draws.
Yeah.
Show up in nothing but your draws at your Yankees.
All right.
You close the bathroom for the entire night too. You got to eat it. Yo, that made me funny.
I've been fucking around with that the whole time.
Fucking around since birth. Bitch.
All right, wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up here. All right, sorry everybody, another shorter episode, but next week the episodes will be back to normal length too, especially after we watch all of the games from the entire night. But until then, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for sticking with us through this off season. We try to do the best with the news that we have. Until then, I hope you guys enjoy what is to come of the NHL 2021-2022 season. I hope your team does absolutely awful, and I hope they don't win the lottery. Your team will not be getting Shane Wright. I'm sorry. Until then, thank you, everybody. And that is all. Enjoy your weekend. Buddy passes out.